Welcome back. This is UFC 293 predictions. And before we get into it, why you're going to watch, why should you watch? Well, the last three cards combined, Santi and I have been a 75% win rate. And I will say, you could take money line minus 200 favorites. Yeah. This last card, every single favorite one, and it was my worst card. So I don't want to hear none of that shit. Santi's going to hear us out.
I know ball.
Santi's at
I know ball. I don't know what.
Santi's at a 74% win rate. I'm at a 76. We averaged it out. Regardless, the reason why is because he was back and forth with Manon. So I gave him the half point, which is the deciding factor. He's 12.5 out of 17, right? And I'm 13 out of 17. Let's get right into it. Santi, first fight, go.
What? Okay, we're going to start with Jack Jenkins and Chepe Mariscal, I guess. I really do love Jack Jenkins and his leg kicks and his overall ability to finish a fight against Chepe. Chepe looked really good against Trevor Peek, the hammer fist man himself. You can look really good against Trevor Peek if you know how to fight that fight. I think Jack does it in his home country very easily. I think the leg kicks are going to get to Chepe. I think the overall boxing is going to get to Chepe. This is really going to propel Jack Jenkins into that featherweight division. Yeah, I have Jack Jenkins pretty easily.
Yeah, I mean, I'm totally with that. And you're also forgetting that this man has a beautiful mustache. Going off of that as well, this dude takes legs. So that's exactly what he's going to be doing. He's going to crack a leg and he's going to win. Simple as that. Don't overthink.
He has multiple leg kick break TKOs. Yep. It's in his record. It's actually very disgusting to see.
It's amazing.
But yeah, Chepe's overall record and who he's fought is incredible. I mean, this guy before the UFC was fighting like Brito and a lot of like very competitive UFC fighters now. So can he show Jack Jenkins some new levels? Yes, but I think Jack Jenkins' kickboxing is going to win him this fight. I'm going to move on to the most beautiful man in the UFC, Carlos Ulberg versus Dawoon Jung. This guy knocks you out and does a light skin face after. I mean, right there, right to the kisser. Against Dawoon Jung, who has lost, I'm pretty sure he's on a 2-fight losing streak. 2-fight losing streak, Dustin Jacoby and Devin Clark. I just don't think Carlos Ulberg can really lose to this guy, given his kickboxing prowess, given how good he is, like how good he's looking in this cage. And Dawoon Jung got his bell absolutely starched against Dustin Jacoby. I think Carlos Ulberg can do the same with a check hook. I have Carlos Ulberg winning very easily, just like Jack Jenkins.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why he's a minus 300 favorite. This is the easy pick. He's going to beat him. He's on a streak. The other guy is, two or three fight win, loss, or whatever. So,
yeah, he's on a 2-fight losing streak.
Yeah, so it's easy here. Ulberg's going to take him. He's going to look very good while doing it.
Ulberg by light skin KO. And we got Tyson Pedro versus Anton Turkalj. I don't understand why this fight is a pick'em, if you want me to be honest. Anton did not look good against Claudio Ribeiro, and that fight could have easily been stopped like 3 times. Tyson Pedro was supposed to be this next big guy, blows his knee out against Shogun Rua, loses that fight, comes back, and he's looking better than ever, defeating Harry Hunsucker, defeating his last 2 opponents, I believe. Oh, wait, I am completely wrong. I apologize. I forgot that he got robbed against Bukauskas. Yeah. Yeah, Bukauskas. I forgot about that fight. But Tyson Pedro has looked really good. His only issue is his gas tank, which Anton has not shown to have a crazy gas tank as well. So I think the first 2 rounds are really going to determine who wins this fight. And I think Tyson Pedro does it. I think either Tyson Pedro goes and cruises to a decision by winning the first 2 rounds or gets a finish by being so good in those first 2.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like that it's a pick'em. I would go with Pedro as well. Look, man, I won Antoine, or is that how you say it? Antoine?
I say Antoine, give a little Swedish taste to it. You know?
Sure. We all want him to be something. He just hasn't shown it. I mean, back-to-back L's, and this dude's, he's staying in fights. He's not like, it's not where he's going all out and then getting clipped or he's getting an unlucky finish. Like, he has enough time in the fights to do something. He's just not showing anything. And because of that, we got to go.
He has some fucking heart, too.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we want him to win. But, like, other than that, man, I don't know why to pick him. But if you are going Pedro, you know what? Talking into it, let me take Antoine. Let's spice it up.
You're gonna take Antoine.
Why not?
He has lost to Jalton Almeida and Vitor Petrino, his last two. I'm pretty sure I said Ribeiro. Petrino and Ribeiro are literally the same exact person, I swear. But yeah, that Petrino fight could have ended really quickly, but you know, the ref kind of Mario Yamasaki them fight to the death. So now I'm gonna go Tyson Pedro. We're both split on the pick. I personally think Pedro will win the first 2 rounds, and then maybe Antoine gets the third and cruises to a decision. But I'm going to go with the fight that we could have had about a month or 2 ago, Justin Tafa versus Austin Lane. And in the first fight, there's nothing really you can talk about. Austin Lane literally extends his arm to post on his shoulder. Justin Tafa leans in a little bit, goes right in the eyes. Fight gets called. Now we got it back. And what better place than, you know, Sydney, you know? It's great. Yes, Justin Tafa versus Austin Lane. Austin Lane is a former NFL lineman. He actually played proper games. He's probably like the most credentialed football player to be in the UFC right now. Another title taken away from Greg Hardy. But Austin Lane overall is very sloppy and relies a lot more on his athleticism than anything to beat people. And I think Justin Tafa can really cut this tree down. He is 6'6", and Justin Tafa is 6 foot. But I think the leg kicks and the counterpunching of Justin Tafa wins him this fight. I'm going by first round KO, Justin Tafa. Either Austin Lane can't take the leg kicks or he runs into a absolute bomb by Tafa, and we're going to get 2 Tafa winning brothers as Junior absolutely defeated Parker Porter very easily. And Justin Tafa is going to do the exact same.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you brought up the Greg Hardy because you see a lot of these professional athletes that are transitioning into MMA and stuff like that. Look, they're very athletic. Yeah, that's why they are an athlete. But at the end of the day, man, they're sloppy. They don't have the boxing, the crisp kicking like some of these MMA guys that have been around for so long have. And, you know, Austin Lane, you know, give it. Great. 6'6". Big as shit. Again, we are talking about a fighter in their element. And where is a better place for Tafa to absolutely rock this man other than Sydney? So, in saying that, I think
it's Sydney, brother.
I think it's gonna be a John Jones DC type finish where it's like someone gets rocked, maybe like a hook or something like that, and then as they're trying to retreating, chop the leg. Now they're distorted, don't know where they're going, and then just it's gonna be a very sloppy finish. It's gonna be a very good win for Tafa, but I mean, yeah, it's tough all day.
Yeah, I think Tafa's chin also can take a punch before Austin Lane's chin can take a punch. So if it does get to that war, I think Tafa ends up winning it. Then we're going to go to the fight that I was so excited for. This is going to be easily the fight of the night with Manel Kape and Kai Kara-France. Kai Kara-France pulls out due to a concussion, and in steps in Felipe Dos Santos. Manel Kape, my man, he is looking incredible. Former Ryzen former Ryzen champion, I meant. And his first, stints in the UFC did not look good. He lost his first 2. Did not look like the Manel Kape that we all knew. But his last 3, Ode Osborne, Jagestru Gulov, and David Dvorak, he's really turned up that, persona that he did build in Ryzen. And, this fight wasn't supposed to happen. Felipe Dos Anjos is coming in on short notice. And you're going to see Manel Kape win pretty decisively and do what he does best. I do hope that after this fight, they do make Manel Kape Kai Kara-France again, because I think that fight is fireworks. But I have Manel Kape pretty easily.
Yeah, I'm not going to overthink it. I'm the same way. if there's one thing we know about Cop now, it's he's gonna get knocked down, and that's why I see it. I see it being very easy. Unfortunately, Dos Santos is coming in, so not really much of a high expectation for him, but Manel's just gonna keep running through until he can get to Kai Kara France.
Yeah, Felipe Dos Anjos, big props to him for taking this fight on such short notice against a guy like Manel. And we're going to go to the co-main event, the heavyweight bangers. We got Shui Vasa versus Alexander Volkov. And I'm going to go against the odds. I do think Tai beats Volkov for some reason. I don't know why, but this is a thought of mine. I just think Volkov cannot do what Ciryl Gane did to Tai. And Tai found the chin of Ciryl, and he knocked him down. And if he had a couple better punches, that fight would have been stopped, and Tai would have actually won that. I don't think Volkov has the defense, has the footwork, has the overall striking ability to do what Ciryl Gane did to Tai. And I think Tai's bombs ends up winning him this fight and possibly finishing Volkov. I think this fight could be very easy for Volkov. If he keeps the teeps going, if he keeps the jabs, the cross, eventually Tai Tuivasa falls down. And if his defense is on point, it's a very easy fight for Volkov. But for some reason, I don't know if it's just a bias. I don't know if I have the same body build as this man. But I think Tai wins this. I think Tai throws an overhand, clips Volkov, keeps going, and gets the finish in Sydney.
Man, I hate that you took this because this was like my pick that I wanted so bad. Like,
Andy wanted to be different so bad.
No, man, I wanted the plus odds. And look, man. So I will say, I think Volkov does a very good job in distance management. I think that he makes it a dirty fight. I think the elbows come into play. I think, those like one-legged trick takedowns come into play. I think everything that you want to see out of a top contender, you'll see in this fight. We just also have to see Tai after these knockouts, man. I mean, this dude's taking damage. Like, that is the biggest thing I'm worried about with him. And while, again, we are in Sydney, I will always give them the boost in a location like that. Volkov is a very, very tough guy. And I think all these fluke finishes that he's gotten against him, whether it be like the Derek Lewis and stuff like that, he's just like, he's tired of it. So it's going to be a boring-ass fight. It's going to be the takedown. It's going to be the ground and pound. In saying that, I'm not wavering my pick. Tai is the pick. Plus money. Let's get it.
I think Volkov, if he is going through that wrestling route, is actually going to be a worse game plan than him actually striking with Tai, because Volkov is not that great of a wrestler, and Tai is only 6'2", and we've been seeing these short guys have incredible takedown defense because you can't get to their legs. And Volkov isn't the speedy, fast wrestler that that is like a Jalton Almeida that can easily take Tai down. In terms of the whole damage aspect, it's been 10 months, rolling on to 10 months since Tai's last fight against Sergey Pavlovich. I think Tai really takes his chin, he gives his chin time to work. I think the Ciryl Gane and Sergey Spivak, break in between really showed him that, hey, I got to rest this chin up or I'm going to look horrible. I think Tai took the right amount of time, waited for the right place. Sydney's the best place to do it. And I think Tai actually ends up getting it. Then we're going on to the title fight. Israel Adesanya versus the American Psycho himself, Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland, I just don't... If there is a way, and I want you to mark this, if Sean Strickland beats Israel Adesanya, I will wax my chest, my back, everything that can be waxed, I will wax it. Because I truly don't think that Sean Strickland has a way of winning this fight other than Sean Nomagomedov. That's the only way I see him winning this, and I think his wrestling isn't as good as, Whitaker's, Vettori, Jared, to actually get a takedown, and I think Izzy picks him apart for 5 rounds and makes it a boring-ass fight.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why this is minus 600 in favor to Izzy. I mean, look at Sean's fights, man. I mean, other than getting absolutely demolished by Poatan, like we're talking about some guy that defends a hook by trying to catch it, or a high head kick by catching it. Like, even in his last fight, this dude's trying to catch head kicks. Like, Izzy is a better striker than anybody that he has faced. Izzy will pick him apart. It's not going to be funny. Sean, I mean, maybe tries to take him down, but Vittori couldn't even take Izzy down the way that he wanted to. So I just think, man, don't get me wrong. I think it'd be so funny if Sean knocked out Izzy because of what we would hear, but I just don't see it happening. So, like, it's Izzy by, I mean, whatever you want, to be honest. Decision, knockout, like, one of the two.
I really do think what is going to win this fight for Izzy is leg kicks. Sean has, if you look at all the stats, he has the most defensive strikes blocked, defensive strikes parried. He is defensively, like, on point. And that's what you get with people that spar 24/7. He does not stop sparring. So he is so in tune with his style, so in tune with his fighting style. He's seen everything. So his strikes, his overall boxing is wonderful, but he doesn't check leg kicks whatsoever. He'll let leg kicks hit him 24/7 and he doesn't check them. He doesn't even think about them. So I think Izzy will pick him apart with a jab, and if the jab doesn't land because of that beautiful boxing that Strickland does have, the leg kicks are going to land. And slowly but surely, Sean's going to switch stance. He's going to start just eating them, doesn't care, going to try to pressure Izzy, and Izzy's one of the hardest people to get on his back. So I see the odds and perfectly agree with them. If Sean Strickland does it, I would love to see him as a champion. I mean, that's a madman on the loose. But yeah, I'm going by Izzy 5 rounds, 50-45, 50-45, 50-44, 110-8 round. Why not? This card is going to be amazing, man. I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, and those are the UFC 293 picks. We will have a nice little preview, though, for the Charles Oliveira and Islam fight. We at Studs, if Do Bronx does beat Islam, we will get the haircut. We will dye the hair. But
I will dye the hair. I will dye the hair and be the greatest fighter alive.
But we need to see some love on your end. So unless we see some love, we're not going to do it. But in saying that, Do Bronx, 293 predictions. Until next time.